The Emperor realizes he cannot win while remaining whole. Compassion, doubt, restraint, even love are liabilities. To strike Horus down, he must act with absolute clarity and finality, and that requires shedding parts of himself. This is one of the most important developments in recent lore. The Emperor's fragmentation is no longer an accident of damage or decay. It is a choice. He deliberately separates aspects of his identity in order to function, and in doing so he ensures victory, but at an immeasurable cost. What remains afterward is not a single consciousness, but a constellation of functions, impulses, and residues. The man who once walked among humanity does not simply fade, he is dismantled. This is where the Star Child concept becomes newly relevant. Even if the name itself is not explicitly foregrounded, the idea that the Emperor's humanity exists separate from his power is now firmly embedded in canon. The Emperor we see in the current era is overwhelmingly alien. Gilliman's conversations with him are not dialogues with a father or a ruler, but encounters with something vast, fractured, and impersonal. The Emperor speaks in contradictory impressions, overlapping imperatives, and emotional echoes that do not resolve into a single voice. That fragmentation is consistent with the idea that parts of him are missing. I find it difficult to read those scenes without thinking that the human Emperor did not survive the siege in any conventional sense. The warmth, the capacity for connection, the ability to see individuals rather than outcomes, all appear diminished or absent. What remains is sheer will, purpose, and necessity. That absence leaves a conceptual space where something else might exist. Whether we call it the Star Child or not almost feels secondary. The warp complicates this further because separation does not imply destruction. In the warp, discarded aspects do not simply vanish. They persist, mutate, and sometimes grow stronger in isolation. If the Emperor cast off his humanity during the end and the death, there is no reason to assume it ceased to exist. It may have become something else, shaped by the same belief and psychic momentum that now fuels the Emperor's godlike presence. A fragment defined by hope, mercy, or renewal would be radically out of step with the Imperium as it exists today, but that does not make it impossible. There is a cruel irony here. The Imperium venerates the Emperor as a god of judgment and sacrifice, while the aspects of him that might be embodied forgiveness or growth are nowhere to be found. If the Star Child exists in any form, it will be utterly incompatible with the Imperial cult. It will not thrive on obedience or fear, it will require choice, and that alone might explain why it remains hidden or dormant. Humanity no longer knows how to nurture such a thing. At a more structural level, the Star Child idea offers a way to understand the Emperor's current limitations. He is immensely powerful yet constrained. He can act but only through intermediaries, and he can influence but rarely communicate clearly. He sustains the Imperium, but he cannot guide it. These are not the limitations of weakness, they are the limitations of incompleteness. A being missing part of himself cannot act with full coherence, no matter how much power he possesses. I'll be honest, this is where I start to feel a genuine sense of tragedy, rather than that mythic inevitability. The Emperor did not fall because he was wrong about humanity's flaws. He failed because he sacrificed too much of himself to overcome them. In winning the war against Horus, he lost the capacity to truly lead humanity afterward. The Star Child in that reading is not a hopeful savior waiting in the wings, but a reminder of what was lost to make survival possible.
Hey, last one down buys the Ultras?
You're on.
Where's Greg?
Coming!
Who needs a credit card when you got a Greg?
Tired of always buying the Ultras, Gregory? Meet me at the Blue Lift.
Don.
Heads up. Strap in. Sharpen your skis. Sharpen your mind.
Your true opponent is yourself.